right, here we go. Carver and Cuthbert with you. Go Sports Radio. Live from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. You know where. On the island for Thursday as we are getting ready. A small amount of the ice melted away yesterday. A very small amount.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. It's slowly but surely getting there. Will it all be gone by the my kids' flag football opener next Saturday? I'm not sure. But
For you.
I don't know. I actually might be pulling that it's not gone Saturday for the flag football opener. I might actually be pulling that it isn't gone. But a beautiful Thursday on the island at Borrelli's as we get ready. We're watching hockey. Canada and Czechia, their opener in the men's Olympic hockey tournament. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm not sure, but that is how they no more Czech Republic. It's Czechia they have up there on the board. We have that today. The United States plays their opener later today against Latvia, just after 3 o'clock East. We have got some basketball to talk about, including with the NBA All-Star Game on the horizon this weekend. We will play today on the show. Is this a name that is in the slam dunk contest, or a name that I was drinking a beer with at Borrelli's? We will have that later on. I'm
excited for that.
Mike Carver along with Paul Cuthbert. Hi, Paul.
Good afternoon, Michael. Happy Thursday. Great to be back here again at Borrelli's Taproom here in Long Beach, baby.
Yeah.
Place is looking good.
It is.
Getting ready for the weekend.
Pumped. And we got a USA game that's going to be on here later today. First game of the tournament for the United States. But 2-0 Canada, Paulie, as we start here. About halfway through the second period. 1-0 after one. And, of course, who cracked the ice for Canada in this thing? Just this Celebrini. He is an animal, this kid. And he scored the opening goal of the Olympics for Canada. And then they just added a second right before we came on a beautiful pass from Mitch Marner to Mark Stone right in front of the net. Beauty pass. And sure enough, he potted it and pretty much had an open net, and he put it in. So 2-0. Binnington is in goal for Canada today. There was a little question about that yesterday. Canada and Coop, they weren't very, I would say, Paulie, committal would be the word that I would use. It kind of sounded like maybe there was a little bit of up in the air of who would get the cage first. But all along, it was Binnington who's in there for the first game for Canada.
He's just playing some mind games with the other side.
Coop's good at that.
He's very
Coop's
good.
very
Him and Maurice.
Coop's a good mind
best.
game guy, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't, that's, you never know with him. Whereas the United States had no problem telling you it will be Hellebuck later on. Connor Hellebuck will be the guy as they get going against Latvia, which we will discuss. But I kind of look at this, and this is 2-0, and the Czechs are hanging around. And I was thinking about the Latvia-USA game yesterday, and it takes me back to yesterday because we were on, and Slovakia had a big upset of Finland. And the second game, when we got off the air, which was supposed to be a rout, Sweden was supposed to destroy Italy in that game. And it actually, it took Sweden 2.5 periods to show a little dominance and to get their footing going.
Was it 5-2 the final?
5-2 was the final, but it was 2-2 at one point.
Italians
But that's a team. They have no NHL players on their team. A kid playing goalie for them yesterday. I mean, he had a billion shots. They were getting outshot 44-7 at one point in the second period, and he was standing on his head, and they hung around. So maybe
how about that Mika having a hell of a game? Huh?
Mika scored
against the Italians.
Against the Italians.
Man, if you could only do it against
Italians.
Some NHL teams, that'd be great.
But it kind of made me think, going into these games today, maybe these all-full NHL All-Star squads might start a little slow just because they're not used to playing together, and it might take a little. Even though the names are massive on the marquee, these guys don't play together all the time.
No, they don't.
So it is a little. I'm not saying the Italians or the Slovaks do either, but there's not as much pressure on those teams, and they could play a little bit more fast and loose at the start. Whereas it might take some time for these other teams that are full of all NHL All-Stars to kind of gel together. And that's why you have these group stage games to kind of do that.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. Maybe a little jet lag too for the everybody had to fly in and stuff. But yeah, look, these guys have been playing hard as far as the NHL is concerned. I don't want to play too much around the fact whether they're ready or not, or
Look,
But I get what you're saying as far as line mates, system. Getting to understand where your guys are and so on and so forth. And what do you think? How many practices they've got in this week?
They all arrived on Sunday, I believe. Sunday is when they all touched down. So you figure they probably practiced twice before playing a game. I mean, the United States, judging by all the reporters that I saw, they had their game was at a time today where they had, their version of a morning skate. Canada playing a little bit earlier in the day, obviously probably didn't get that today because of their start time. But, it's not a lot of practice. It's just not a lot of time being together. I watched a cool video. They had all the U.S. team together yesterday with the women's team because they weren't playing yesterday either. They had both teams in one room. They, kind of having lunch together, pictures, and they had other American gold medal legends like from others, Yamaguchi and others were all there taking pictures with them and then hanging out. So that was a cool little thing that they did. And now it's time for business. After they get bored to sleep by Sullivan giving them the pregame speech today, they'll be ready to go, right?
Go out there and play hard.
I'm just thinking about it. And
hopefully they're not a fragile group. That's all I wanted. That's why I'm hoping for the USA. Hopefully they're not a fragile group. And I think with the Kachuk brothers, that won't be.
Well, they're going to bring that's their job, is to bring the energy, right? Yeah. Bring the noise, bring the energy. That's so they're like I said to you, it's like Portman and Fulton Reed and the Mighty Ducks. They're the Bash brothers at the Goodwill games that year, and Mighty Ducks too. That's what their job is to be. In this
stuff
thing
for us hockey fans. At least this stuff is on the way, and we get to watch. Canada, obviously, in the U.S. here getting things started today. So, and it's going to be a good weekend for puck. There's no doubt about it.
Right. And that's where I'll get you to now in terms of when everybody's going to be playing the schedule for you.
And Mike, while you're looking that up, there's a little bit of a buzz there on your mic. I'm just going to see if I can fix something real quick. We're live on the air.
Is there? Well, that's all right. You could fix that. So you want me to not talk then? Yeah. I'll talk. Okay.
Yeah, hold on a second. All right. Sorry about that, folks, but it happens.
How's that?
It's a little better.
I'll fix it a little
later on in the show.
I'll get you a break soon, and we'll fix it up.
All right.
And look at that, New York Islander Bo Horvat sliding it under the pads to make it 3-0 Canada.
That's some squad.
Look at Bo, fourth line player on that team, sliding it under Dostal's pads. The goalie from Anaheim's in there for the checks, and he had
monsters.
No shot on that. He has no shot. The poor guy. Canada is a rolling. Now, I bring up Hellebuyck with you because they're starting him today.
Mm-hmm.
We know what the perception of him has been on bigger stages. Do you think that if it's not, and I don't think this because, as you said yesterday, like the United States is kind of playing a little wiffle ball here in the group stage with who they have in their group. I mean, they don't have a team as good as the Czechs like Canada's playing today. They really don't have a team that will test them, to cause them a problem. But if he's not sharp, opens the door for Ottinger, because you could say they have, between Ottinger, Swayman, and Hellebuyck, they have the strongest three. If you put all three together at this thing, but is the least short for Hellebuyck today is pretty much what I'm going to say. Not that they'll lose, but I'm saying let's say it's 4-2 and he gives up a couple of bad goals.
Let's be upfront here, Michael. There should be no situation in this group stage where the United States has to consider pulling any of their starting goaltenders.
Because that's the one thing that you can get masked by this being three significantly easier opponents that by the time you get to the knockout round, You don't know. Whereas I think Canada will get a little.
Are you asking in the sense of either the gameplay, or are you thinking that maybe Sullivan's going to maybe rotate them all to get
I think that Ottinger will play one of the 3
periods,
one of the 3 group stage games. I think Ottinger is going to play one of them.
Yes, and I think it's probably.
I don't think Swayman will ever see the ice, and that's nothing against Swayman.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
I agree
Swayman's a
there.
bad goalie, but I think he's going to start he's going to start Hellebuck twice and Ottinger once.
I agree with that. Yeah, and I think it's a smart thing to do.
And then, because you remember these games, they're playing back to back Saturday, Sunday. So one of those 2 will be Hellebuck, one of the other one will be Ottinger, just for the rest aspect of it. I would have to think you don't really need to wear guys down. Not that these guys, listen, them playing 2 days in a row really shouldn't be that big of a deal. Even a goalie, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But
and remember, these guys aren't traveling in between games, right? So
there's no travel.
One place.
There's no travel. Well, there is 2 rinks. How close are those rinks to each other?
That I don't know. I thought they only had the one hockey rink.
No, because today, U.S. Latvia is at the same time as Denmark, Germany. They're both at 3:00, and tomorrow morning, the Sweden is playing Slovakia in the morning.
I've been this guy.
Sweden's playing Finland.
I thought there was all this talk about this one main rink that they had and all the construction issues. And
no, there's 2 rinks.
I had no idea there was a second rink.
There's 2 rinks that they have.
Way to go, Italy. Great for having 2.
I like Germany, by the way, against Denmark today. I'm high on the Germany team.
Yeah, I'll lean with them against Denmark. Yeah, I won't lean with Germany probably against anybody
Draisaitl
else.
and Grubauer.
Why are you so high on Grubauer? What's the deal, man?
I think it's helpful for these smaller teams to have an NHL goalie in net.
But I
know he's not Patrick Waugh, but he knows the guys on the other side. He knows the players.
This is not going to be good, strong run there with Colorado. Then he went to Seattle.
Got a lot of money from Seattle.
Yeah, he sure did, man.
A lot of money.
Sure, he's got a nice place there on the West Coast, looking out into the.
No problem for the Swiss
this
morning either. 4-0 over France. Swiss with an easy
rocking chair. Swiss have always had pretty decent players.
They got some players too. They've got Fiala. They've got Nino. They've got some guys.
Nino still going, still crazy after all these years, man.
So Denmark, Germany, Latvia, US today. Tomorrow, early, you get the Finland-Sweden game, 6 a.m. It's worth getting up for. And Italy and Slovakia. Slovakia a chance to go 2-0 to start the group stage. They could be the team now with that upset of Finland that I said. One of these teams going to get that 4th slot with the double bye.
Yeah,
and right. Slovakia's got a chance if they take care of business against Italy in the morning, that they might be that team that slides into that spot. We shall see. And then think of it from the flip side, Finland with a loss going into the Sweden game, they're staring 0-2 in the face.
Yeah, and I guess my prediction of the Finns doing very well is going to not look too good.
That's not going to happen, but at least they get Italy their last game. I'll get them.
That's a good game. So Finland and Sweden next.
6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
It's a good
game. Good
game. That's one to watch.
And then France and the Czechs are tomorrow. So these teams are playing back-to-back, the teams in this group. They're playing tomorrow, Czechs and France at 10:40. And then Canada's got the later game tomorrow against Switzerland. Both teams will be 1-0. You would have to imagine after that. The women for the United States play Italy tomorrow, 3:00. I think that's the start of the knockout round.
Take it easy on them, ladies. Take it easy on them. Don't be too cruel.
Is that the start of the knockout round? Do I have that?
Don't be too cruel.
I think I have that right. Canada beat Finland 5-0 today. Might not be the start of the knockout round. I'll have to check that.
It's a good bounce back for the Canadian ladies. Good stuff.
Well, look, you know that there's only 2 teams that matter in that group.
Yeah.
Saturday is Slovakia, Sweden, Germany, Latvia, Finland, Italy, Denmark, United States. So the United States are playing at 3:00 Saturday afternoon. And then, as we discussed yesterday, and you'll say in a little while, they're playing 3:00 Sunday afternoon against Germany. So back-to-back Saturday and Sunday, 3:00 face-offs for the United States.
Cakewalk for the U.S. Cakewalk.
So 3-0.
3-0. No
heavy
doubts.
goal differential. No one's going to give them a problem.
No excuses.
It's just tee it high, let it fly.
And as Drury and Sully and Miller and Trocheck, the Rangers slogan this year, preseason and before the season started, no BS. That was the mantra for the season, no BS. And they've given us Ranger fans nothing but a pile of BS.
Wow.
Go USA, go.
Unbelievable. That's it. That's so you just, there's not going to be any other Anything out of the ordinary here for you? 3-0. Canada will go 3-0 over the weekend. USA will go 3-0 over the weekend.
Well, come on, Mike.
Nobody will.
Should there be any?
No. This was probably the closest one you could say playing the Czechs. The closest thing that either team would have.
This is it.
And it still looks like, what's this going to end? 4-0, 5-0, 5-1, 6-1? I was hoping Pasternak would score. I bet him today.
I don't think.
I was hoping Pasternak would score for the Czechs. I did play him. But I'm not getting.
I don't think Canada's going to pull off here.
More.
I think I expect a few more goals.
Oh, poor Dostal. Saying he's going to get lit up here in the third period. This poor guy. Unbelievable.
This is a practice game, man. You got to put as many pucks in the net as you can. Yeah. And if it gives Cooper a chance to give some of the. And when it's crazy, like I said, it's a freaking all-star team. So as far as. I'm sure he's going to be able to give guys a lot of ice time here in the third period.
Yeah.
Quick shifts. Go.
Well, they're playing tomorrow too, so you do want to keep it.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
Fresh.
Just in terms of getting the reps.
Getting the reps.
Come on, who are they playing tomorrow?
Canada? The Swiss.
Come on. They're going to go out drinking tonight.
It is amazing that they got two teams in their group that are a lot better than the three teams the United States got in theirs. That is pretty amazing. And I know it's all done by world championships and qualifying. And didn't the U.S. win the gold last year at the whatever it was, the juniors or I think that had something to do with it. That factors into
not this past year.
No, the one
prior to that, yeah.
I think that had something to do with how they get seeded for this.
Really?
Yeah.
How the juniors play? How the teenagers play?
Well, you got to remember, the Olympics is supposed to be an amateur
event. Man, this is...
And then the big guys come in and slide in. And
I'm not liking how this is all done here.
What do you mean you're not liking it?
Anyway, that just reinforces the fact the U.S. have a cakewalk here. There's no excuses here. If they lose any of these games, they should just pack up and go home. And, well, they're certainly not going to have any chance against Canada.
The Olympic hockey groups are determined by the IIHF World Ranking following the 2023 Men's World Championship. Man, they go all the way to 2023. I mean,
that's a trip. That is a trip. Well, if that's the case, then it makes sense how the group is laid out then. So they gave the winners.
The top 8 nations are joined by the host country and 3 teams that advance through final qualification. So there you go. Canada, Finland, and the United States were the top seeded teams in their groups. So there's a lot of, I guess, world rankings factor in and all sorts. But, man, 2023. I mean, I guess, do they have to know that far in advance who's going to be in what group? Maybe.
Is what it is,
something
pal.
to do with it. It is what it is.
Games have begun.
All right, so there you go. Hockey all weekend long. And when we come back, and we'll be coming back on Monday.
Yeah, just let everyone know. Monday and Friday next week.
So Monday and Friday next week, little different week. Obviously,
it's the vacation week.
Figure it out. Kids are off school, at least where we are. Kids are off school all next week. So we had to shift and move some things around. So we'll be here Monday, noon East, and then Friday, noon East. But I think next week, Paulie, it's a good week to do that because when we come on Monday, we'll be done with these group games and we will know the path to potentially, we're hoping, get USA and Canada in the gold medal game. We will know who's got to go through who for all of that to happen. So that's the good part. And then on Friday, we will know who's in the gold medal game. Or no, the semis are that day.
Okay.
Semis are that Friday. So we'll actually be on during one semi. And the second one will be after we finish at 3:00 East. So we'll have one of those semis on.
The real deal stuff after this group stuff is over.
I know. Playing for keeps. There's your boy.
Win or go home.
There's your boy Hellebuck up there.
Actually, they're not going to go home. They can hang out until the closing ceremonies. Have a few drinks. The Italian bars, the pubs. You know?
Does it seem that I'm glad you reminded me of this. Last thing I'll do on this. Did you see that they made a huge deal that the Canada guys that they left the Olympic Village? Did you see this?
No.
Did you see this story? So obviously every athlete, even the high-priced NHL players, are all invited to stay in the Olympic Village with all the athletes from everywhere else. And I think you've seen maybe some of the videos of the U.S. hockey guys and their beds. I know the women's team is showing like their digs and where everybody is. So Canada got there, saw the place, according to this story, and said, "Yeah, we're went to some 5-star hotel.
Wait, the whole Olympic team or the Canadian hockey
The
team?
hockey team.
The men's, just the
The
men's.
men's hockey team.
Okay.
Left the Olympic Village and stayed at some
Red Roof Inn?
nice 5-star off site.
Good for them.
And they asked them all about it because obviously this became a story. Well, someone in Canada wrote about this. This became a story, and all the players were like, listen, we're just trying to win a gold medal. We're trying to keep focused, and we think the focus would be better if we were away from.
In a luxury hotel.
Now, to be fair, NBA guys do this during the Olympics too on the summer side.
Well, as far as me and you are concerned, or anybody else, I mean, what?
Do you think it matters?
No, I don't really care. I mean,
Do you think it's an advantage one way or the other?
No. My question would be: does Canada have to lay out as a country? They lay out for the hotels, or do the Olympics cover the Olympic Village?
Oh, the Canada hockey or whatever the organization is.
If you're paying your own way,
I don't think that they're sending Marner and Crosby a bill for the room. I don't think that they're doing that. I mean, and even if they
individuals,
were,
I'm saying the Canadian hockey team.
Yeah. Oh, the Olympics are not paying for it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no. Yeah, I would. Now, do I know the exact specifics? No, I do not. But if I had to guess, I highly doubt that they're laying out.
So that's my argument there, that if they were to go to this 5-star hotel and then they asked the Olympics to pay for it, then I got it. It's like, hey, you don't want to stay here? That's fine. Go stay where you want to stay, but you're on your own and you got to fund it. So I don't have a problem with it. It's certainly not.
It even made People magazine. Team Canada's men's hockey team will stay at 5-star hotel instead of the Olympic Village. We want to win gold. Hey, what can you do?
And the United States aren't going to.
Logan Thompson said, quote, I don't think we're doing it as an insult or anything like that. We want to win gold and we want to give ourselves the best opportunity to do so. The Team USA men's hockey team is choosing to stay in the Olympic Village for the duration of the Olympics, despite the team also including several high-profile players.
Good for the boys. Maybe there's free beer in the Olympic Village.
There is free beer in the Olympic Village.
But it's not like Borrelli's where you can come in here and mention the Carver and Cuthbert show and get a free Miller Lite
and you get a
draft.
free Miller Lite
Anytime.
draft.
If you go to the Olympic Village and you mention Carver and Cuthbert, you won't get a free Miller Lite draft.
So now John says this in the chat. And like I said, remember, I did not fully investigate this story. NHL offered payment for teams' hotels if desired per agreement with the NHLPA. So the Olympics aren't going to fit the bill. Gary and the crew,
thanks, Johnny,
are gonna foot the bill.
All right,
because you got to remember, Gary and Bill Daly and all these guys, they want to keep the players as comfortable as possible because they're in the sticky situation of they don't want any of their players coming back to their owners' teams hurt or anything else from this. So this is, the players want it, but the owners and Gary really don't, and they're doing this for the players. Because I don't think they believe in that grow the game stuff that they used to say.
Well, in short, I don't have a problem with it. I don't think it should be a story. I don't think it should be really a headline or anything.
Well, in Canada, it was a story. As
far as the Canadians being upset with their own players?
I don't know if there was it was a story. I don't know if I don't really know what the opinion was. We're going to have to have a separate,
like a crime podcast to investigate this.
Only if they lose. If they lose, somebody will have a crime back. If they lose,
Welcome
you know what it is.
Olympic
this is with anything else. This happens with any situation. If they lose, everyone in Canada will say, why the hell did they go stay at this luxury 5-star hotel? They should have been in the Olympic Village with everybody else. If they win, it will be, what a smart move getting them away from everybody. They were so focused being in their 5-star hotel with the room service and everything else. Seen Bo Horvat liked it. Look at that move he put on Dostal there. What a goal for Bo.
Bo's playing well this year.
Islander legend, Bo Horvat.
Come on, man. These guys got to get some rings first.
Islander legend, Bo Horvat, would we perhaps call him? Or is that too strong? It is what it is.
Hey, yeah, we never really talked about it. And since we're on hockey here for a little bit, if we could just go, because me and you haven't talked about this, but what was your take on Pat LaFontaine there getting the acknowledgement finally from the Islanders and his plaque up on the Islanders Hall of Fame there at the UBS Arena?
It was long overdue.
I agree.
I know that. Now, look, And I think it's because I know the Islanders for a very long time kept it to the 4 glory years, and which I understand. And that was, listen, there was a lot of guys that you had to take care of. In all of those, there was a lot of hands in that. But at the end of the day, then, we've now played 40 years of hockey since that, and there are guys who have made an impact on the organization.
Is Ziggy Palffy next?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so, because unfortunately for him,
and I don't want to diminish Pat LaFontaine because I love and respect him. That was just a little joke there.
Well, look, I will let me ask you this, and this will bother people. It is what it is. Who do you think was a better Islander? And this has nothing to do with the way it ended. LaFontaine or Tavares?
I will 1,000%.
Now, I understand different time periods, different teams. Now, remember, Patty, as a kid, joined the,
he was continuing on. Yeah,
Patty came up as a kid with a lot of guys who were still on, obviously, part of the 4 cup-winning teams, and then was the Islanders' best player from 87 through 91 or whatever.
JT's a part of getting them back in the playoffs.
JT was a number 1 overall pick who obviously had good years and then brought them back into the playoffs, scored the goal that won them their first round in 25 years. Yes, the breakup was extremely bad, and that's why people will not like him forever.
How many years did LaFontaine have at the Isles ballpark?
I'm going to say
I'm going to lean towards LaFontaine on this.
6 or 7.
Number 1, he was obviously around when I was growing up.
Look, remember.
I loved it when he came to the Rangers for a
He
little bit.
is my favorite player of all time. So that I will never not, I grew up as a kid. That was my favorite player because I missed those guys, 80 to 84.
And when he went to Buffalo and McGillney, what a pair that was. The years they had there.
So he was on the Islanders. He came up as an 18-year-old in the 83-84 season. So the season after they won their last cup.
Yes.
He was on the drive
and
for
how
5
long
teams
was he
with
there
them.
too?
And then he was traded after the
89?
No, 90-91 season.
90-91.
So full seasons, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 full seasons as an Islander.
And me and some of the boys, we went up to Buffalo that year and saw Patty.
Year of the trade, the Turgeon
year that he played,
for LaFontaine.
They were smoking everybody, and they smoked the Rangers.
So he played 7 years as an Islander.
7 years.
Whereas the guy everybody hates, and deservedly so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons as an Islander.
Tavares had 9 seasons on the Island.
9 seasons.
Feel like that.
He came up. Obviously, he came right out of being drafted. He was 19 years old.
We used to have the hockey show years ago. We were there for that.
Yeah.
We were there for all that.
And then he left after the 17-18 season when he was 27. So, look, if you took out how it ended.
Well, I'm going to ask you're more vested in this as a fan and a lifelong fan of.
I'm a little biased because I love
bias and stuff. But on paper, who had the bigger impact on the franchise? For me, it's Tavares. I don't care for the guy.
I'm saying this to you because is there going to be a time 20 years down the line? And I don't think you can because of how it ended and how much everyone hates him. Should he be up there?
There would have to be some serious mending.
Like,
I don't think
big time.
I don't think it happens.
I don't either.
But people do forget.
I don't either.
People do forget.
But what I'm saying is if you have to compare to other people that have been put up there. Now, the biggest thing is none of those people left like he did. But it's a conversation. It's a conversation.
Well, now this gets back to what you were talking about earlier. The Islanders are mostly putting the dynasty guys up on that Hall of Fame. So
I think he deserved to be there. Pat LaFontaine deserved 1,000%.
Yes.
Now I'm fine with you can't retire everybody's number.
No.
And I understand that part of it. I think putting him on that little ring that they have around, giving him the blue jacket and all the other stuff that they do, and 1 billion% overdue for when they did it. And I know there was some friction with him in the organization for a while, especially during when Wang was the owner. And there was, and this new ownership group has come in and been more embracing.
Remember that for that instant, it was going to be Neil Smith, Pat LaFontaine.
Yes. Yeah.
That's still, I think, that's buried somewhere underground. What happened there?
But long overdue.
Yeah,
he got his due. Patty deserves his due.
Patty's one of my favorite hockey players of all time, and it was great to see him get recognized.
When I first game I went to, 6 years old, Nassau Coliseum. So this is like around the 86, 87 Islanders, right around there. Who was their guy? LaFontaine. So he was as a kid, that was the first guy. I was crushed when he was traded to the Sabres.
Yeah.
Crushed. It's 11, 12 years old, whatever it was. Like, you got to be kidding me. Fontaine leaving? Like,
it's not easy on the kids, man.
Sucks. So it was tough for me. Well, there you go. Story time from back in the day on Pat LaFontaine.
But it's funny because, my little guy, I'm a big Rangers fan, obviously. I'm not a big Rangers fan anymore.
You're a big Ranger fan. Not maybe. Look, we get older and it gets tougher.
My pom-poms are in the bottom drawer behind the socks, as far as that's concerned. But you know what? As far as like the kids, and you talking about LaFontaine and stuff, Yankees too. Like, last year, my little guy, we got him the Bellinger jersey.
You were saying that, and when they re-signed him,
and then he'll come and say his Anders Lee, because we have he loves Anders Lee.
Yeah.
He's got his captain's jersey, and he's like, he's not going to get traded, is he? And it's just kind of funny in the aspects of that. And then he asked for Schaefer's jersey. And I imagine Schaefer's going to retire around Islander in his late 30s.
He better.
Eventually.
He better.
But there you go. Yes, a little story time. It was good.
It was good.
I wanted to
nice
get your
job.
feedback. We're talking a little pucks, so,
Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, here from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. On the island, they have started the third period, Canada and Czechs. And we'll see if Binnington can hold this shutout here over these last 18-plus minutes and get the bagel. For Canada, we'll see if they can pour on a few more goals, preferably McKinnon. I wouldn't mind if he scored. That would be very helpful.
You're rolling some stuff today.
I got a couple things with the goal scores for Canada and tied into some United States goal scores later. So we're hoping that we can get a few guys across. Why don't you, Paulie, tell us a few things that are going to be going on here at Borrelli's lately?
I certainly will. Let's strike up the band.
Yes.
All right. Once again, we always broadcast live from Borrelli's Taproom right here on 912 West Beach Street in Long Beach, New York, out here on Long Island. This weekend, live music returns. Guys with guitars and bass and drums. It's the Guys with Guitars experience here this Friday night, live at 9 p.m. Come down for a good bit of country and a little bit of rock and roll. The guys are great, very talented. Free admission. Come on down. Kicks off the weekend here for everybody at Borrelli's. On Saturday, it's the Valentine's Day prefix right here at Borrelli's. All day and all night, $60 per person. Get you a 3-course meal with soup, salad, and an entree and dessert and a glass of wine. Tax and gratuity not included. All right, so bring the babe down to Borrelli's on Saturday. On Sunday, our friends at Hockey Night in New York, we know a couple of those guys, right, Mike? Are doing a watch party here. USA versus Germany. Game starts at 3 p.m. and the pre-show starts at 2. So come on down here, watch the U.S. play Germany, and there's all kinds of food and drink specials and bucket specials and everything else. And guess who's going to be in the house, Mike? Islanders legend, as it was advertised, Cal Clutterbuck. He will be in-house. So Islander fans, fun day to come down here to Borrelli's on Sunday. All right? And Hockey Night in New York is a Islanders podcast, if you weren't aware about that, okay? Comedy returns here at Borrelli's Tuesday, February 17th. Kat Timp is here. On Wednesday, February 25th, Pete Corial is here. And just announced Tuesday, March 10th, Ben Bankus is here. Go to Borrelli'sTaproom.com, click on events, or go to Eventbrite.com and search Borrelli's Comedy for all the tickets, information for all those shows. Theme music nights here on Wednesdays. It's great music and great dinner specials and drink specials. On Tuesday, February 24th, Billy Joel Night returns here. Songs from an Italian restaurant featuring the greatest hits of Billy Joel, and I believe it's a $21 pasta special. You get half-price bottles of wine, all great stuff, and the greatest songs from Billy Joel. And Sinatra Serenade returns here on March 4th. great drinks and food specials, personal favorites of Frank Sinatra, Old Blue Eyes, and the greatest hits of Frankie here. And also wine bottle specials, half price, all that stuff's going on. And one last thing is there going to be a big country fest, first time here, the weekend of May 17th. And that's also with Andy Gal, who's with the guys from Guys and Guitars. They're going to be on Friday, so you want to get a preview, come on down. But there's going to be all kinds of great country, local, and I believe some acts coming in from Nashville. So anyway, it's all up on the website, Borrelli'sTaproom.com, and that's what's happening here at Borrelli's. They're always busy here, buddy.
They are always busy here. It is amazing. They've got so much
the openers.
great.
We're just the openers in the afternoon.
There's so much great stuff that's going on at Borrelli's, and I really want to get down here for some of it. I'm hoping that I'm going to be here in a couple Sundays for maybe a gold medal.
Yeah,
game.
we've got
We'll
a couple
see.
of things we're going to be announcing, even beyond that too.
Yeah.
We have a couple of featured shows we're going to be doing here beyond the afternoons here. So,
which is very fun.
We're just getting started. Hey, Mike, we just started this thing a couple weeks ago, right? So,
months now.
Show 29, buddy.
Is that right? Is that what it is?
29 today.
How do we fall in an uneven number? Must have been a week we did one. Must have been a week we did one. That must be what it was. I must have missed one week. I forget when that. Might have been around the holidays. Sure, during the holidays, we had a week where we only did one as opposed to doing two.
Yes.
So that happens.
It does.
So it's good to go.
So the big 30 on Monday.
Nice. Good to go. Carver and Cuthbert Go Sports Radio here. Last night, we talked yesterday, the Knicks losing to the Pacers on Tuesday night. It was such a bad loss. Well, they decided to come back out last night.
Big.
And you talk about laying it in. I mean, 138 to 89. I mean, almost a 50-point blowout.
What do you call that in the business, Mike?
A hammer play. Smash job is what that was. A smash job. This Alvarado had 26 points for the Knicks.
The new guy.
Yeah, he brings a lot of energy off the bench. The Sixers really offered zero resistance last night. It was over from the jump. Pretty much in that game. So nice win to go into the All-Star break as the Knicks will be 35-20 heading into the break.
Take it.
And I need them to win 17 more games to get over 51.5 wins. So that would be helpful if we could get that over the last couple of months down the stretch.
And you're going to let me know, and anybody else who doesn't know, how many Knicks are actually going to be a part of this All-Star?
I am going to do that right now. I am going to do that. And the Knicks actually a half game back of Boston going into the All-Star break. So Boston 35-19. The Knicks have played one more game, 35-20. They're 6 games back at Detroit, who's tops in the East at 40-13. Now, there are 3 more games tonight. There are a couple teams that, unfortunately, I'd hate to be on those 6 teams. They make them stay around for an extra night. All these other guys off to Cancun. And meanwhile, these poor 6 teams, really poor. They're making millions of dollars. I'm sure that they'll make it through. Charlotte's been on fire, too. Fire. As they have won 10 of their last 11 to make a move in the East as well. OKC, of course, first in the West, 42-13, followed by San Antonio, Denver, Houston, Minnesota, and the Lakers in the top 6. But yes, this weekend is the NBA All-Star Game. This is, I think, and I tried to figure it out last night, and my head just started hurting, so I stopped doing it. They have now tried to change the format of the NBA All-Star Game year after year after year. Adam Silver keeps trying. Last year they did like a tournament. The year before they had, like the thing with the ending, the Elam ending, where they got to score a certain amount of points. Like they've been trying to make it important, but they just have to realize that. And I think you mentioned this yesterday. Really, just
have a basketball game.
Just have a basketball game, and all All-Star games have evolved and changed because I think in the 70s and the 80s and 90s there was still a little bit more pride in some of these guys, and they wanted to show out on a big stage.
Mm-hmm.
And I think All-Star games in general amongst all these sports have changed. The money has changed those events. And all these guys make so much money now that either they can't be bothered, they just flat out don't care, they don't want to get hurt in a game. Like there's just a lot of things that I think get mixed into, and this is not just the NBA, this is everybody, Whereas, like you said, I remember watching NBA All-Star games and NHL All-Star games and even the baseball All-Star game where there was like, it wasn't like a regular, but there was at least a little smidge of competitiveness to guys that were out there. Yes, they were still higher scoring games and there wasn't a lot of defense played, but I remember games like, Jordan was still in it and it was like Kobe's first All-Star game, or like there was a little bit of.
But they were having fun.
Letting
the guys dunk, let the guys do layups,
and
special plays. Just
that's all
chuck the ball
gone
around.
now.
Yeah.
Like it's all gone, and it's like, what are we doing here? Like, listen to this.
Well,
we
I'm
have
sure
going
on a business side of it too, with the fact that we're being nostalgic about the old times too. In this day and age, it is about ratings and advertisers and everything else. So I guess they do have a responsibility to their advertisers to get increase the ratings as much as they can. And even if that means that people are going, oh, let's check in with the NBA All-Star game to see what they're throwing at us this year. That's maybe the angle of it. I mean, obviously, Mike, it's all about money.
All right. So what they're going to try this year is a U.S. versus the world format. Which, the NHL's tried that too, the USA versus the world, which features a 3-team, 4-game round-robin tournament at the Intuit Dome in L.A. this weekend.
Tournament? Come on. 2
teams of U.S. players, so the one's called the Stars and one's called the Stripes, and 1 team of international players will compete in 12-minute games with the top 2 advancing to a championship. My head's already spinning. Team A plays Team B. The winner plays Team C. The loser plays Team C. The top 2 records meet in the final. Players on the championship team get $125,000. The runners-up get $50,000. The third place team gets $25,000. So an extra $100,000 and some new windows on the house if you come in first in this. And here's another thing I love about the NBA. They do this with the NBA Cup too. Was that McKinnon who scored?
Yeah.
Was that McKinnon?
McKinnon has popped another one.
Is it McKinnon? What a pass.
One of those Irish guys.
He's 29, right?
McKinnon.
McKinnon's 20. Yes, it was. How about that?
There you go,
Let's
buddy.
go. Now we got a little gas for later with Gensel. Why does the NBA have to give them more money? They're already making hand over fist.
If not, they're going to Cancun, buddy. They're out.
So here's the teams. You ready?
They got the money.
Remember, this is for Sunday. We're going to play 4 games. The USA Stripes, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Steph Curry, who's not playing. He's been replaced by Brandon Ingram, Kevin Durant, LeBron, Kawhi, Donovan Mitchell, and Norman Powell. That is the Stripes team. They have a Nick on it. Jaylen Brown on that team. The Stars, USA Stars. Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duran, Anthony Edwards, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Johnson, and Tyrese Maxey. Stars. You have the Stars. You have the Stripes. Then you have the World. Giannis. I don't think he's playing. They don't have an injury replacement in for it. SGA injured, not playing. Luka, Denny Ajava from Portland, who's having a great year. Joker, Jamal Murray, Şengün, Siakam, Karl Anthony Towns, and Victor Wembanyama. The World team. So,
some talent there.
Yes. A lot of talent.
Did you mention the kid from Dallas?
Cooper Flagg.
Did you mention him?
He's not on one of those 3 teams. He's supposed to play.
Come on.
He wasn't named as one of those 24 All-Stars this year.
Come on.
He was supposed to play in Friday night. They do the Rising Stars game.
He's going to be there.
Well, now he's not. He got hurt the other night.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he's out. He had an MRI. He's not playing tonight for the Mavs against the
I've
Lakers. But no matter what game he was in, he wouldn't be playing. But he's supposed to play Friday night. Friday night, they do the Rising Stars game.
Okay.
Which is usually like rookies versus sophomores or something like that.
Tuning
They
in?
put G League guys. There is a 0.0% chance that I watch 1 second of the Rising Stars game on Friday night, the All-Star Saturday, which is the dunk contest, the 3-point contest, and something else, or Sunday, this Stars Stripes World.
So you're not going to watch any of it? There's no betting
Zero.
involved? Nothing.
Now, if someone gives me something that interests me for Sunday,
But primarily, you're out.
I'm not watching.
All right.
I'm not watching.
Get some stuff done around the house this weekend, buddy. Outside
got
of the hockey,
I got
obviously.
a big week. Well, I mean, look, it's Saturday's obviously Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's right. We have to hit the card shop on the way home.
Got
today,
Willie's party on. So Willie today turns 5, so it's Willie's birthday today.
Happy birthday,
So
Willie.
he's 5, and his party with his friends from school is Sunday. So
Willie's 5.
Willie's 5.
Man, time's flying.
Time is flying. So I got a lot going on this weekend as it is.
So it's a great weekend for the All-Star.
Oh,
NBA weekend for you to be on.
Look, I would, the only sports that I'm going to try to, there's a lot of college basketball I'll watch, but is those 2 USA games at 3:00 Saturday and Sunday. Those are I'd like to.
Time's Willie's party start on Sunday?
12.
Having it at the house?
No, we're Chuck E. Cheese.
So you might be back by Chuck E. Cheese.
So here's how I got roped into that. We went there.
Oh,
One of his
boy.
other friends from school invited him to a party.
Yeah,
there.
that's how it happens, man.
And he loves the video games. He run around. So of course, when the time came around, like you want to go to he has this Kid Strong place where like the kids gym and they run around and do it. So why don't we do it there? He goes, I want to do the video games. I said, all right, we'll do it. We'll do the video games.
Oh, buddy,
So
that's one thing for you to deal with. My buddy's friend last week, he got tickets to the Savannah Bananas.
oh
He got the players doing the video stuff.
yeah.
So my guy's birthday is in March. So man, I'm on. I got to step it up here.
Jeez.
You know how hard it is to get a Savannah Bananas ticket?
I heard that they're
Oh, man.
and because they don't allow them to resell them on the secondary market. Did you know that? They thought that guy who runs it, the guy who runs around in the top hat, he won't let people.
Smart man.
He will bar you from ever buying tickets again if you put it on the secondary. He wants people to only pay whatever the face value price is. He doesn't want people overcharging to go to the Savannah Banana games. Where are they coming around here?
Yankee Stadium.
Were they there last year? Is this like an every year
I
at
think
Yankee
they
Stadium?
did one game last year. I can't remember exactly.
Now they're doing
mine too, but I think they're doing 3 games. This
Wow. A weekend series? 3 games in the Bronx?
Year. They're just monsters.
Do they play the same
Savannah
team every time
Bananas-
like the Globetrotters did, or do they have other teams that roll in and play them? I don't know how it works.
No,
I've never gotten in on the Savannah Bananas.
They have like a league with all these other goofy team names
Really?
and stuff, and they're all part of it. They're all hard guys, and they're all brilliant and entertaining. And I don't think the Bananas ever lose, but just as a business, as a franchise, they're absolutely incredible. So anyway,
They sure
we've kind
are.
of veered off here as far
No,
as
we have.
birthday
I
parties
wanted
and
to play
stuff.
the game with you first.
But this is what happens on the NBA All-Star Game weekend.
But this is a tough. This is
You
a
know.
tough weekend. It really is. But I thought at least you have the Olympics.
And
So,
I don't want to disrespect our NBA fans who are really looking forward to this weekend.
listen, even the most diehard NBA fan will tell you that this weekend is nonsense.
Okay.
Even the most
I don't feel so bad
diehard
now.
will tell you it's nonsense. It is. And here's why. This is the biggest thing that has made this weekend nonsense. Because I truly believe, and again, I know everybody hates the back in the day stuff, but back in the day, what was the most exciting thing about NBA All-Star Weekend? The dunk contest. It was always the most exciting thing. Jordan, Dominique, you had guys go, great, the names did it at least once.
Can
you
I
get the names
Can I
in
throw
there?
a little Game of Thrones in here right now?
Yeah.
You know which famous dunk is going to be breaking records ratings this Sunday? It's Sir Duncan the Tall.
Now, I have not watched this yet.
Oh,
You
baby.
texted me about this the other day. I am so
See how
far
I did that
behind.
together? The dunk contest and Sir Duncan the Tall. Big episode 5 on Sunday.
You know
buddy.
how much I love
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
You don't know what you're missing.
I haven't finished the one with the Targaryens. That's the House of the Dragon or
Yes,
whatever.
yes,
I
very
haven't
good.
finished that.
Yeah.
This is now a new one. What's this one called?
A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Night of the 17th. I haven't not even a chance started that yet.
And if you're a fan of the original Game of Thrones, those early seasons, this is what we're here for, buddy. But anyway, Sir Duncan the Tall, that's his name. That's funny. Isn't that funny?
All
right.
So the slam
Back to the dunk contest.
the slam dunk contest has now become so bad. The last few years, a G League player won it, Mac McClung. He won it so much they don't even want him
Mac
back
McClung.
anymore. So let's play a game. Dunk contest contestant or having a beer with me at the bar at Borrelli's.
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? Let's see. Jace Richardson.
Jace Richardson he's in the contest.
He's in the contest. He's a rookie. He plays for the Orlando Magic.
I just don't know too many guys from the South Nassau.
Well, I think that's
Long
what
Island
might make
areas that are
this
called
tough.
Jace.
That
Not too
might
many
make
guys
it
called
tough.
Jace around here. It's not a popular name here on Long Island.
Jackson Hayes.
Jackson Hayes. I'm going to also say he's in the dunk contest.
He's in the dunk contest.
Okay.
I'm giving you all the names.
Oh, you got to give me 2 different names then, man. Make one up in your head.
Miko Macula.
Yeah, there you go. He's he might be at the bar here on Sunday.
Might be. There's other Isles legends who are going to be here, so why don't we get him involved as well? Jackson Hayes, Jace Richardson, Carter Bryant.
Carter Bryant. Carter could be here at Borrelli's.
Could be
He
here
could
for
have a
Country
drink here.
Day. He could be here for Country Day.
Could be here.
Carter
Yeah.
Bryant,
All right.
Spurs rookie.
That's actually a really good name for a country artist.
And Keyshawn Johnson from the Miami Heat. So, look, I know that the diehard NBA fan will know who these guys are. But the problem is a weekend like this and an event like this, you are trying to pull in the people that don't normally watch your sport. That is what these events are about.
Mm-hmm.
These crown jewel events. We talk about this with the NHL. Canada scores again. 5-0 Canada. We talk about this with the NHL with their all-stars. We talk about all these things. You want people to tune in that don't normally watch your product.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why these guys have gotten so scared. I mean, I think, and I don't like to bag on LeBron as much as everyone else does. Him not doing the dunk catch changed everything. That started the wave of guys not wanting to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And when he never agreed to do it, everyone else said, well, why the hell do I got to do it then? And everybody just it all kind of faded from there to now where we have 4 no-names doing it. Like, this is nothing against Carter, Jackson, Keyshawn, and Jace who are doing the dunk contest on Saturday night. But, Paulie, if you're the fair weather fan who's maybe looking to, oh, wow, dunk contest this weekend, let me go. And you see these names and you go,
I don't know anything.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Like, give me somebody who's recognizable, at least like a starter on a team. Can you give me somebody?
It's pretty bad.
But what kind of marketing is like you're shoving money everywhere with everything else. NBA Cup, dopey formats for your game on Sunday. Why not hey, let's drop $2.5 million on the table for the winner of the dunk contest?
And isn't the All-Star game as a premise? And let's put the Pro Bowl aside here. But aren't these games really supposed to be for the fans? Like
it's all about the fans.
The MLB All-Star game is like something, thank God to this day, is something that I really always still look forward to. You always look forward to find out who's getting selected, who's playing. It still has that juice, as we like to say on the show, you know? But I think that's just terribly, and the NHL, fair play to them. If there's maybe 5% of the guys who don't play, like if Ovechkin steps aside or Crosby or whatever, and Sid usually never does, but you're getting at least 90% of your stars are there in the game.
Correct.
You know, but this NBA garbage.
But even like when they do the skills competition, when they used to do that Saturday night, it was the guys in the game who are in it.
Yeah.
And at least if you wait all year you wait years sometimes for that to come to your city.
Yep.
And you're like, all right, I didn't get the game, but at least I'll see everybody the night before if I have the skills competition where they do the fastest skater and they do. I know.
Are we going?
Maybe. Why not?
Is LeBron going to be there?
I don't know if LeBron's going to be there. But I think you get it. This is not.
Snoop Dogg might be there. He's at
I
everything
don't know
these
what
days.
they need to do, but give people who don't normally watch your game a reason to watch.
See, now I look at it on the other side. I think you should give the fans of the game who spend a lot of money as far as streaming services.
They can't like this either.
Put the guys that you're following all year long, put them in the game. Make them work.
As I said, even the most diehard NBA fan cannot tell me that they are gassed up for Carter Bryant, Jackson Hayes, Keshad Johnson, and Jace Richardson to be in the dunk contest Saturday night. You can't tell me. And I feel bad for these guys because these guys get their name. Maybe it is. There's no such thing as bad publicity for these guys, but like this sucks. Like give
Carter
us
Bryant,
someone.
He should release a country single at the same time this weekend. Get a little push for it.
Someone to tune into. This just isn't immediate. You could get me into this if you gave me someone I wanted to. I can't watch this. It sucks. It's unfortunate.
Stars and Stripes
Used to be a massive event.
A couple of good players in those teams.
Well, of course, there's good players. Yeah, there's
Check
good
that
players
out.
in it, but
For a minute.
they've stripped it down to where it's just like, if they don't care, why should I care?
Exactly. I agree with you. I agree.
Like, what am I doing here?
We got college basketball to look at this weekend.
I got
as far
great
if you need a
weekend of college
basketball fix.
basketball for you, and I will give you all the games this weekend. I might even give you a couple who you gots for it as well when we go.
You want to take a little break and get a little subs?
I'm gonna do that
and
right now. I was waiting. I'm always good at hitting the post and seeing where the time's at and knowing where we got to go next. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. We will come back and we got a few more things to do here on a Thursday. We're back after this.
Two.
And we're back. Carver and
like that.
Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio.
Cheers, pal. Happy
There
Thursday.
it is. And yes, as I was about to say,
Go USA.
there they are. Go USA. You come into Borrelli's Taproom. You mentioned Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio show. And look what you get.
Oh, my God.
Get one of these.
That's delicious. Happy Thursday.
Miller Lite Draft. Woo! Oh, there it is. start the long weekend the right way. Well, I guess not. It's not a long weekend for everybody.
Well, it's vacation for everybody next week, pal. A lot of people are here on the East Coast here, Northeast definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll be out of town for a couple days, but we'll be here Monday with Go Sports Radio, same time, noon East on a Monday, getting ready for the knockout round of the Olympics. Now, you mentioned before, it's like time. Like now a lot of guys, a lot of people like me, they obviously have their eyes on college basketball really throughout the year because I have to, and there are a lot of people who are into college basketball big time. But now is kind of the time, Paul, when you get past the Super Bowl, as we just did this week, this is kind of where a lot of other people start to dip their toes in the water and get ready because March is around the corner.
Yeah.
And it's coming fast and furious. So you need to start kind of getting a look at some of these teams. Who's been the best teams this year? Who's looking good for the tournament? Who do we want to put in our brackets? Who do we want to root? All those things. So there's some big games this weekend. There's definitely a lot to look forward to. I know Michigan State, Wisconsin tomorrow night. Michigan State's ranked 10th. They're 20-4 this year. They've got this one kid, Fears, who's a really good player. And Wisconsin hasn't been playing bad. They're 17-7. So that's a big Fox game on Friday night, 8 o'clock, same slot where the St. John's UConn game was last Friday night. So that's a really good game. The St. Louis team, the Billikens, 23-1 now, ranked 18th in the country. They're a mid-major, of course, playing in the A10, but they're having a huge year. I told you yesterday, Miami of Ohio is the only undefeated team left in college basketball. They are playing their rival, the Bobcats of Ohio, Friday night, 9 o'clock. And look at that. You see that, Paulie? Miami of Ohio. You play well. You're ranked and you're undefeated. You get on big ESPN Friday night. That's how you do it. You win games and you get the exposure. So good for Miami of Ohio. Some really great games this weekend. Kansas at Iowa State Saturday afternoon. Kansas coming off the big win against Arizona on Monday night. They have to make the trip. Tough trip to Ames for them. UCLA at Michigan. Michigan, Paulie's ranked 2. They're 23-1 this year. They're having a monster season. Duke and Clemson. Duke, 22-2. They just lost their second. They lost to North Carolina last Saturday night. The Duke's having a big year. They're ranked 4th in the country.
What's Clemson's record this year?
20-5. They're ranked 20th. They did lose last night to Virginia Tech at home. So a little bit of an upset there last night. Clemson was a 7.5-point favorite, and they lost that game. So they're looking to bounce back. St. John's at Providence Saturday afternoon at 1. At the Dunk. I know they don't call it that anymore, but it'll always be the Dunk to me. What else do I got for you Saturday? Texas Tech, Arizona, Saturday night. Virginia and Ohio State in the Nashville Hoops Showdown. They are playing that game in Tennessee, Nashville, at the Bridgestone. I see them giving the goalie hugs here, Paulie, at the end of the game. Was that a bagel for Bennington? I don't think the Czechs got a goal, right? A little shutout for Bennington?
Looks like it's a wrap.
It is a wrap. And I don't remember seeing the Czechs celebrating anything. So, what a pass by Marner there. Man, they're just...
It's a good team there in Canada.
Horvat. Look at that. McKinnon. Imagine having to deal with McKinnon and McDavid on the same power play.
It's disgusting, man. It's just...
5-0 final. 5-0. Shutout for Bennington. I'm sorry. Virginia there. And then on Sunday... Indiana, Illinois, only ranked game for that. But Bennington still sucks.
Way to go, Johnny.
John
keeping it real.
Goes right after Ben.
He's not going to have to work
He didn't have to do much today, to be fair. Right? I mean, what did the guy have to do? Who scored that goal? I missed all these other goals since we come on. They're all highlight reel too, Paulie. Like they're all just like...
but, like I said,
this is wiffle ball. This is nonsense.
Yeah, this is,
I thought the Czechs would be a team that maybe would.
What are we going to do if the United States and Canada don't play each other in the gold? I mean, we know we're getting that on the women's side, but it's not a guarantee here.
We have to have it. It's not a guarantee.
And we apologize, everybody. The hockey is pretty important to us here as far as it's going back and forth, and it's happening live in front of us.
Like I said, it's a lot of it is going to be determined potentially by things like goal differential. Like if they both go 3-0 and if Sweden goes 3-0, someone's going to be the 1 and someone's going to be the 2 and the 3. And that's a big difference.
Look, I am confident that Binghamton will be the goalie all the way through.
I'm just saying, like, so they won by 5 goals today, right? So they're a +5 right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the U.S., they got to go win by 6+. They got to keep ahead in the race for the 1 seed, goal differential, and pound the Latvians today.
I don't think the United States, nobody's going to have a chance as far as the goal differentials.
Well, you got the speed skating coming up. Here it is. Speed skating. A little snowboarding later,
What do you
too.
think is the biggest, or maybe 1 or 2 college matchups this weekend? And as far as the Johnnies concerned, trying to keep their
I am very interested.
Their worth here going forward.
Texas Tech is a team that I like a lot, but there's been times that they've kind of let me down in some spot. They're playing Arizona this weekend. Now, tough because Arizona's coming off their first loss of the season.
Yeah.
So that's a little difficult for them, but I want to see how they perform in this game against Arizona. I think that's a really big spot for them. So that game's got my attention coming up this week. You mentioned the Johnnies. Now, they lost to Providence back in, I think that was that late? That loss, they should have never lost that game to Providence. When was that game? January 3rd. They lost 77-71. They blew that game against them.
Yeah.
So you got a little revenge spot for St. John's against Providence, who stinks. I mean, they're not having a good year. They're 11-14. That was a bad loss for St. John's in that game. And the other game, in terms of, you got a top 10 matchup with Kansas and Iowa State. Kansas going to Iowa State. Kansas beat them in Lawrence already earlier this year. That's one of Iowa State's 3 losses. They're 21-3. This game now, of course, back to Iowa State's place. Kansas coming off an enormous win against Arizona. Really strong game. 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. I like Iowa State in the game. I think that you have 2 things mixed there. Revenge game for Iowa State after losing to them already, mixed with Kansas coming off an enormous win, now having to go on the road. You mix those 2 things together, I think it's a good spot for Iowa State this week.
And how does this process work now as far as we got about a month now before selection night?
Yeah.
So these games, as far as how it affects selection committee and all that other stuff.
I mean,
or you still, it's just a matter of, look, if the top teams are still the top teams, it's just going to matter
for like
how things drop to the
for a game like Kansas Iowa State. Does this game really matter in terms of something like that? No, it doesn't. Both these teams are going to be in the NCAA tournament. Both these things, could it help? Obviously, their seeding and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, having as many high quality wins as you can have is going to make you better down the board. There's so many teams make it now, Paulie, that, it's, you got to look at the teams that are in that 40 to 60 range kind of, they need key wins. Earlier this week, Miami beat North Carolina. Miami was 18-5 going into the game, but they hadn't really beaten anybody good this year. So them getting that win over North Carolina, who were ranked 11th, coming off beating Duke, that was the first really key win for Miami. Now Miami's 19-5, and they got themselves a nice win over UNC. So that, I think it's teams like that you're looking for, trying to get those key wins that push them a little higher up and get them off the bubble and get them more into safe zone in terms of making it. Because, again, so many teams make it. You're in the top 25 right now. I mean, listen, it's your team like Miami of Ohio is having a Cinderella year. They're not out of the woods yet because usually it's a 1-bid league. And if they don't win their conference tournament, they could be in trouble. But if they go undefeated all the way to that, I don't see how you could keep them out.
Yeah.
If they win 31-0 and lost in the conference tournament, I know it's not the highest ranked conference in the country, but that would be rough to not put them in the tournament off because they lose to Akron, in Cleveland at the MAC tournament. So that's kind of the things that, and all these smaller conferences, they're all 1-bid leagues anyway. So you're trying to improve your seeding for your conference tournament as best as you can. There are some mid-major conferences with teams like Miami of Ohio, Belmont in the Missouri Valley. They're having huge years, but they have to win that conference tournament to assure themselves that they're going to get in. So
and ranking, keeping their rankings.
That kind of stuff you look at more. The mid-majors kind of do theirs the first week in March before the heavy conferences roll in the second week in March with their conference tournaments. But it's around the corner, man. It's here. It's time. We're ready. March Madness. Fill out the brackets.
It's a good time of the year, man.
I'm gonna. We were
the
talking
rest of the
before the
snow
show.
melt
I'm gonna
and-
reach out to a couple of my college basketball people. Hopefully, get a couple of them on before, as we're leading into the tournament here.
Yeah,
into
absolutely.
March, and get some thoughts from some of them about all of this. Is this live? The speed skating going on now? This has to be live. What's just one-on-one here, Paulie? Don't they usually have like 5-6 skaters out there going? Or is that different competition?
That's short track.
That's just like one race, bang, you're getting everybody.
Those are
You
when you
gotta
have
beat it.
4 or
This is more
5.
time. You're going for time.
This
in
is
this
time
Okay.
and 1v1. And I think there's a relay in speed skating.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
So look at these guys. They're going for it. I love this stuff. Speaking of, I want to make sure I get this to you today. Speaking of baseball.
Were we just
Yesterday-
speaking of baseball?
No, I wanted to
You want to
speak of
speak?
baseball. Yesterday we talked about
Yes, we did.
the Mets troubles and how
Amazins.
they opened camp with a couple of issues. So yesterday everyone arrived in Tampa for the Yankees side.
Our
of
Yankees,
things.
buddy.
I could not believe how many people made a big deal about your boy, certainly isn't my boy, your boy, Brian Cashman's attire. Did you see these posts? Did you see all these people?
I did not see what he was wearing. Please
So-
tell me what he's
So
wearing
it's
first.
opening day in Tampa. Everyone's showing up for the first time.
Yeah.
All the reporters stand there in the little tunnel when they come in underneath the stadium to go walk in.
Yeah.
Cashman walks in. He's got like hoodie like me, a trucker hat. He's got the backpack. It's like half open with paper sticking out the back of it. Like he looked like he's catching a flight from LaGuardia to and he's just like
He's a New Yorker.
and he
Like the rest of us.
this was not a press conference. He did not talk to reporters. This was not the beginning of the season presser where he sits up at the dais and he takes questions. This is just this guy just walking in to go to work that day. And because it's the first day, and he's been down there going into that building every day, but now today's the first day the reporters can show up and take video of him walking in. So he walks in the sweatshirt and the trucker hat and looking a little disheveled and people are bashing him like, look at it walk in. Why do you walk in like that?
These are the same people who are unhappy that Bad Bunny played a halftime show.
And I can't stand this guy that he's still in this
Leave
position.
him alone, right?
But how dopey is this? Now, if he was doing his, meeting with the media up on the press, and he,
different story.
okay, could we just put the collared shirt, put a polo on, and which he always does. I mean, Frank,
He has been a little more laid back though recently, and he's also been using foul language.
Some would say that
You know?
shows how comfortable he is in his job, that he doesn't have.
He doesn't have any.
He has
F's
no worries. He has
left to
no F's to
give.
give.
He really
And
does.
he's just going to go at it like that. For someone who is a nonstop Brian Cashman hater, even I thought it was a little too much to get on the guy about he's walking into work. Like, again, this was not a formal press. He wasn't even doing the I think today he's doing it. He wasn't even doing the formal
the other
press
thing too
conference.
is I think a lot of people don't realize how much during a season, and I'm sure even for Cashman as a front office guy, that these guys travel
Yeah.
on and off planes all the time,
Yeah.
getting to the airport,
Yeah.
getting through the terminals,
Yeah.
sitting next to other human beings in a flying tin can. And I don't know if he's there on first class or whatever, private jets or whatever, but still, it's just the process. Like I said, just give these guys.
He flies. He's Air Yankee. He's got,
sure.
but look, there's a lot of things you can get on him for.
I wanna be
There's
on Air
a
Yankee,
lot
man.
of things
I wanna
you
be
could
on
get
Air
on him
Yankee.
for. That is not one of them.
Leave
Like,
the
we have
GM
just-
alone. He's
we
doing a
have-
fantastic
well, I don't
job.
know about that. I don't
Doing
want to
a
go that far
fantastic
with you.
job for our Bronx Bombers.
Would you like some of the highlights of the opening day of Yankee camp, like in terms of things that Boone said? Would you like some of those?
Absolutely.
Highlights?
I'm sure they are all words of wisdom.
They're all
But nothing. I don't care what he can say. He can never say anything more wise than it's all there right in front of us. That will. Everybody should put that above the fireplace.
That is the wisest thing. That it's all. I like the one when he did it because he says that a lot. It's all right there. I like the time that he pounded the table too. It's like that. It's all right there in front of us. He pounds the table. And he gets all into it. I want to give you some of the words of wisdom.
It's almost up there with the old coach of the Islanders, who used to say, battle ready." Was that his term?
Capuano said,
"Battle ready,
battle level."
There you go.
The battle level was so high with these guys, and I thought our battle level was there, and I thought all these. Shut up! It's just honestly, just be quiet. All right, here's some of the highlights from yesterday.
All right, Yankee highlights
from
the
the opening Boone presser of spring training. Giancarlo Stanton had a good winter, and there aren't any restrictions or limitations on him on his elbows. And Brandon Cuddy wrote here, basically, he's good to go. Can you believe it? You're telling me that spring training is starting.
The monster's ready.
And he's not on a restriction or limited, or he's going to miss the first month, or he's going to miss the first 2 weeks, or he's going to miss the first
100%.
Really?
Head to toe. 100%. Look out. The AL East is ours.
That was incredible information right there. Next one for you. Ready for the next nugget? Garrett Cole has already thrown a number of bullpen sessions near his home in California, and he's scheduled to start live BPs in a couple weeks, Boone says. Boone didn't rule out spring training game action for Cole near the end of camp.
More bad news for the rest of the league, ladies and gentlemen. More bad news.
Ahead of schedule, ready to go.
I don't see why the Orioles, Blue Jays, Red Sox even come out.
Coming to camp and starting camp with actual good news. Like usually you get the first day of camp, all the doom and gloom stuff. This guy's already hurt. That guy, like the Mets had the day before.
And the one guy that most Yankee fans probably don't mind who's not going to be ready is Volpe. He's going to have a little break, so not worried about that. Any other big quotes? Any other big news?
Now, did you see this? Because this was asked of Boone also. Did you see the stuff that IKF had to say about the Yankees?
He's a jerk.
He's obviously with the Red Sox now.
Yeah, of course.
And he said the other day at the start of Red Sox.
Why don't you run a little faster? Maybe you win a World Series. Oh!
I found this a little. That was good. That is a good one.
We'll hustle down third baseline, maybe.
Now, he said at the opening day of camp that the Blue Jays wanted to play the Yankees instead of the Red Sox. Where the Yankees and Red Sox played in the wild card, and they wanted the Yankees to win because they felt the Red Sox would have been a tougher opponent for them in the divisional round. Boone was asked about that. And he said, quote, "I guess he was right." little surprising to hear IKF say that, but whatever, that's fine. We got a little friction now here with and the stones on this guy, IKF, who all the Yankees did when he was on the team was coddle and protect this guy and say how great of a defensive shortstop he is and how great of a defensive player he is. And then he comes over the top and hits him over the head with a mallet. It's amazing. It really is.
Have fun in Boston. We'll see you. We'll see you on the field, pal.
IKF talking smack now that he's with the Red Sox.
You know, they all love to
They got a couple guys. Sonny Gray went over there and started talking smack.
Yeah.
Too. How he didn't like his time in New York.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Yankees becoming the sympathetic figure here now around the league. Everybody's taking shots.
We don't need anybody's sympathy. We just don't. We don't need it. You know? I mean, no, I got to tell you, if there's one thing about the Yanks and their players and everything, like, you don't see any of the garbage. Like, even when the Blue Jays won and all that crap after the game, the champagne celebration, and, you know, Junior with Yankees lose, you know, all that stuff. And you don't hear Yankees currently on the roster just don't really just carry themselves that way. That's why it starts with Judge and Stanton. Those guys carry themselves a certain way, and the rest of the team does too. And
they're big money emotionless robots. But
what? What did you just say?
big money, emotionless robots.
No,
No,
come
no, I don't
on,
believe
man.
that about Judge. I would never say that about Judge or Stanton. I wouldn't say that about those guys. Other guys on the team, I might say that, but not those two guys.
Yeah, I think they've gotten rid of a
Not
lot.
those
Most
guys.
of the guys.
I wouldn't say that
Well,
about them.
Cashman works hard, man. He's done the best
yeah.
job he could possibly do, man.
If you,
Right?
that's fine if you believe that. It's fine if you believe that.
We got a great
I think more could have been done.
Look out, MLB.
I think more could have been done.
Bum, bum, bum,
I know you're leading the charge. I mean, you're pumped up.
They're
You're
my
ready to
team,
go.
man. They're my team. They're my squad. Yankees. And I have a different it's just a different vibe, man, as opposed to like if the Rangers aren't playing well. And if the Giants aren't playing well. I mean, the Giants have been pretty hard there for a long, long time. It's been hard to have any juice about that. But you know,
The
Yankees been there. They win.
I gotta say, I'm looking over at the TV.
What are you looking at now?
And I'm just look, I know that we live in a world where
This is a great place to get it off your chest right here.
I know that we live in a world where the NFL is king and football is king all the time, and there's just not like I don't know how we're still 4 days later trying to digest or still trying to break down what happened in the Super Bowl. Like I just don't know why.
So just to give everybody a little insight here, there are some TVs in Borrelli's right now showing other platforms and other shows.
Right. And
on the graphics, it shows what they're actually talking about. And Michael is a little upset that some of that discussion is still the no juice Super Bowl that was just this past Sunday.
It was such a bad game. And understand this. And these shows are big money shows, and
these guys are doing like 4 hours worth of content too.
They're doing 4 hours. That's true. And obviously they had Monday. They had Monday, they had Tuesday, they had Wednesday. It's Thursday.
It's the wild world of sports. They could find more things to talk about.
How much more can we do about how bad Drake May was in the Super Bowl and what were the reasons behind it? And what was it? I mean, please, can we move on?
Take a little break. It's always good to take a healthy little break.
Go watch the Olympic hockey for an hour. Go and I don't see any breakdowns about that.
Ski jumping, all the half pipes. All that stuff. Yeah, no,
the biggest story with the ski jumping was about the guys that were enhancing themselves. Did you see that story?
Look, I would probably want a little enhancing stuff to do that kind of a jump. That's pretty intense.
Those guys got in trouble, I guess.
Forget about going up, buddy.
Themselves.
Forget about going up. It's the landing.
The landing is the.
That is to keep me a little focused more than anything.
That is not easy.
Yeah,
doing all that stuff, but it's just I get it. You want to pound the NFL and just continue to churn out NFL. But if there's ever a week, especially the back end of this week, to just take a little breath and go, oh, all right, you know what? We've covered how bad the Patriots were against the Seahawks. Like we've done it. But then I just thought of the reason why they probably do have to still do this. Because Carter Bryant's in the dunk contest.
Yes.
That's why. Because Carter
now
Bryant is still in the dunk. Is on the dunk contest. So they need, can you imagine where they'd be if they had?
Why aren't they railing against what Cashman wore yesterday? Why aren't they doing that?
There's plenty of people who did that. You don't need to get involved in that stuff.
Any XFL this year?
No.
Indoor football league?
No.
I mean, is that,
if that's
what happened to all those leagues? What happened to He Hates Me?
They all consolidated into one league.
So
the UFL.
Did The Rock have something to do with that a year or two ago?
The UFL and the XFL combined into one league.
What do they call it?
I don't know.
The United XFL?
I don't know. When you thought all of the things that
careers go to die,
all of the things that you could talk about from February to August, that football league is at the very bottom. Very bottom.
It's tough.
That's why.
I mean,
it's unfortunate.
The Indo lacrosse league
because you would think you've seen the brawls they've been having.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could fight in that.
Goalie fights too, man. Watch that.
Well, I
Second
think that
half of the
there's-
NHL season, ladies and gentlemen.
There's been
Wait
a
till you see the
missive
goalie fights in the NHL.
that was
go
put
up.
out in that lacrosse league that we need to get some eyes on this thing. Let's get some brawls. Let's get some fights. Because I don't think anybody ever watched it before
And
then.
by the way, those helmets come off and the bare knuckles come out. It's not like they're a little tougher than hockey guys. And they're firmly planted on the ground, man. There's no ice, no
It's
nothing.
indoor. I know.
There's a pummeling going on there.
Carver and Cuthbert.
The indoor lacrosse league is not for the weak-hearted. I will tell you this much.
Go Sports Radio at Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. We've got so many things that are happening at Borrelli's over the next couple days and weeks that before we get out of here, we definitely have to go through it one more time. Paulie, what do you have? Play the music.
All right. Once again, as always, we are broadcasting live from Borrelli's Taproom on 912 West Beach Street in the great city of Long Beach on Long Island and the great city of New York. Great state of New York. I'm old, man. I got some speech issues. I apologize. Anyway, Friday, live music returns here at Borrelli's with guys with guitars. Experience. So you get a little bit of country and rock and roll. Full band experience here at 9 p.m. Free admission. Come on down Friday night. It's Valentine's Day, guys. Bring the babes down to Borrelli's. It's the $60 prefix deal where you get a 3-course meal, which includes super salad, entree, dessert, and a glass of wine. Tax and gratuity not included. So there you go. That is the Valentine's prefix. And that's all day, all night, lunch, all that stuff right here Saturday. On Sunday, USA versus Germany.
Let's go.
The Olympics, 3 p.m. puck drop. But before that, the guys from Hockey Night in New York will be here with a watch party show starting at 2 p.m. Pre-game show. And again, Islanders legend Cal Clutterbuck will be in the house. So all you Islander fans, come on down and have a drink with Cal and the boys from Hockey Night in New York. Comedy series returns here to Borrelli's starting on Tuesday, February 17th with Kat Timpf. And then on Wednesday, February 25th, Pete Corial. On Tuesday, March 10th, Ben Banks is here. And mid-month, live music theme nights return here too as well. And that begins with Billy Joel night here on Tuesday, February 24th. Songs from an Italian restaurant, $21 pasta special, half-price bottles of wine, great menu. And then on Wednesday, March 4th, it is the return of Sinatra Serenade, featuring the greatest hits of Frank Sinatra live here, and great dinner and drink specials that were all Old Blue Eyes favorites themselves, including Steak Diane, and some great gin drinks and everything else, and half-price specials on wine and all that other stuff. So come down and hear some of the great stuff, like Come Fly Away, My Way, Come Fly With Me, My Way.
Danny Boy.
Danny Boy. There's no
that's
Danny
not Danny
Boy.
Boy.
That's
You
coming
wanna
up on March
you wanna know
17th.
why-
That's
you want to know
March
why
17th.
why
I
did that?
I know. Tell everybody,
Because when
buddy.
you said My Way,
Yep.
my grandfather used to always sing My Way.
Yes, you did.
And the other song he would always sing, Danny Boy. Those were the two songs. My grandfather, we come from a singing family, all the sing songs.
All the Irish, yes.
And my grandfather, My Way and Danny Boy were the two songs he would always sing at weddings, family events, everything. You'd always get my grandfather there with that. So it's just trained in my brain that My Way and Danny Boy are always on the same.
Yes, I understand.
It's like remember you used to sell the singles in the store back in the day? Like that was the single. It was on one side was My Way, the other side was Danny Boy. When you put the tape in, they always were always went together.
Yeah.
When you have them. So that's how they get infused.
Two legendary songs
there with us. But that's great. So much good stuff coming up for us. And you're right. That's actually around the corner too. March 17th. Isn't that far away? It's a Tuesday this year.
Yep.
Whew.
St. Patrick's Day.
That is, man. Can't get here fast.
You ever get in for the parade in the big city, buddy?
Never.
Yeah?
In my life. Never. Oh, you know what? Never watched the parade. I was in the city for it once. I was at an establishment very, very early in the morning. This was a work thing. We had a live show from a bar in the city. This was when I was still at WFAN. And it was the morning show. And so we were there at like 7 a.m. And the place packed. So we were like a couple blocks from where the parade was coming down. Doing the show in there. And then all the fire. Everybody was in there getting gassed up. I mean, 8:30 in the morning. It was a long day. It was a long day. So I never watched the parade, but I was once in the city for it.
The amount of Guinness that is
Oh,
poured
my God.
in every city in the world on St. Patrick's Day is astronomical. Astronomical.
Amazing.
And the non-alcoholic version is pretty damn good too.
Yeah, the non-alc. Hey, I tried it a couple
just
weeks.
like
I
it.
told you a couple months ago. I was out. I was driving that night, and I had a couple of Guinness Zeros, and it was good.
I don't know how they do it, but
They do numbers well.
it's damn
Hey,
good.
great job as always.
You too, pal.
So remember, next week, a little different schedule for us here, Go
Yes.
Sports Radio. Monday, same time, noon East. Monday, noon to 1:30, and then Friday, noon to 1:30. So Monday and Friday next week, and as opposed to the usual Wednesday, Thursday. So we're changing things up. Monday will be a really good show though, because like I said, we're going to come off all these Olympic games. We're going to know what the tournament looks like. And Friday we will be on during one and leading into the other semi for the men's hockey tournament. So we will have all of that. Monday we will also talk about, this great NBA All-Star weekend that they're going to have too. So we're going to have all of that.
And the
on the
college
table.
games, the hoops games will
Yes.
be pretty good to watch. And
Tons of
hopefully we'll
stuff.
get some more exciting quotes
Yeah,
from
I
Yankees
know.
camp.
We always love when those
And,
trickle out as well.
You know, we're pulling for all you Mets fans too. Hopefully nobody gets hurt down. And I love what you call it. Point St.
Port St. Lonesome. Port St. Lucie's where they are. Port St. Lonesome is where is.
Good stuff.
Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, Borrelli's Taproom, Long Beach, on the island. Everybody have a tremendous weekend. And remember, we will see you back on Monday. And hey, look, Monday, a lot of people are off. There's no school. There's no, it's a federal holiday, all those things. Come down and hang Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
We got nothing going on. I know it's tough on a regular Wednesday and Thursday to get down. Monday, less excuses.
Bruce
You can
with
come
Paulie and Mike.
down and have a little lunch and a beer.
Walk in, just say, hey, it's the Carver
Get
and
the
Cuthbert
Miller Lite.
podcast.
Get the Miller Lite
Miller
at
Lite
the bar.
right there, free.
So let's see some faces down here on Monday, since it's a holiday. All right, sound good? Carver Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio. Have a great weekend. See you Monday.